Guys, greetings. I want to welcome you again to Time the Programmer. In our last video, we learned about the DOM API basics and we saw how we could use that in our SVG. We saw how we can call it using images. We saw how we can use canvas elements and so on and so forth. We also used some JavaScript methods to like display message using two optional buttons and just have a little bit of JavaScript basics. We'll play around the DOM and so on and so forth using SVG and so on and so forth as you can see here. So basically today I want us to dive into what is known as variables. Now, if you look at my screen here, as I always recommend the MTN, okay, a variable is practically a container for a value like a number, and we might use in a sum or a string that we might use as a part of a sentence, okay. So we can look at this example maybe in our code base, all right. So now there's a button an ID of button underscore A, which you can use that to do our styling and so on and so forth. And now the same button A is selected, like they've selected the ID of the element, and heading A, they've also selected it. And now you have a count of one, on click event that has been fired, right? So which gives a message each time it's been pressed. So firstly, it actually changes this text content. We've already seen it, which changes the text on the button itself. Okay, and then shows a message the number of times when the button has been pressed. So basically, that's how variables are. It's just a container of value. So now here basically on the console we can still like play with variables. So now we'll first of all see how we can actually define a variable. Okay. So let's scroll. So now firstly declaring a variable, to use a variable you first got to create it more accurately. We call this declaring a variable. So to do this you type the let followed by the name you want to call your variable. So basically, we can look at this here. I'm just going to say, sorry, defining a variable. So we can just say let my name be equals to Daniel. So basically, when you see this is an example of defining a variable, and this variable is called a string because it has like ASCII characters from A to Z, 0 to 9, and so on and so forth. So now once you define a variable like this, the next thing is using the variable. Now, how do you use variables? For example, I'll say let my age be equals to 12. Okay, now I can say again my age is equal to 12. So now here we have defined a number called like the age number is 12. So I've defined my age I've defined a variable called my age, right? And which the age is equals to 12. However, on this second line, we have changed that age value. Let's say we change the age value to 14 to show that the value of a variable, we can actually do as we please. Okay, so now if we want to actually log and see like the value which is actually stored, we can check it on our console like this. So let's say as here I've defined, let's say let my age equals to 12, and I say my age again, sorry, my age is, I change it again and say 14. So now I've defined this. Okay, so if we want to actually see what the age is, like we have already called the my age to be equals to 14. So we can also see it using the console to log we use at the start of this course, at the start of this playlist. So console dot log and then output my age. So console.log also gives the age. Aside that, you can also use windows.alert my age. So windows.alert also gives you the age of 14. So that's how you can actually check for that. So now we can also decide to perform like some mathematical operations like adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, and so on. So now, for example, I can say let my age be equals to my age plus 5. Okay. So now, you may be wondering if you see this, let my age be equals to my age plus 5. So, what do you think you're going to get in as an answer? So, firstly, we know that our current age is 14, right? So, we'll have 14 plus 5, all right, which give us how many? 19. So the current age is going to be 19. Another mathematical operation we can do is we can say my age is equals to my age minus 6. All right. So we know at this point in time, what's our age? Our age is 19. Okay. So we have 19 minus 6, which is going to give us what? 13. Okay. So at this point in time, our age is 13. Other things we can do is multiplication. So we can say let my new age be equals to my age times 10. So now here we're actually doing a mathematical operation. So we have our new age here. We know our new age is 13, right? So now that means we're taking 13 times the 10. Okay, so our new age it's more like 13. You can say times 10 to give us 130. So basically at this point our age is 130. That's our new age. So we can say let my different age equal to, you can take my new age which we have defined above, and let's say we divide it by our age. So at this point in time, we know our new age is 130, and our friends, our new age is currently 130, and our latest age is actually 13, right? So it'll be 130, right, divided by 13. So our current new age will be 10. So that's basically how it works. So let's see, for example, if we come here and try to check my new age. Oh, sorry. Is this script linked to HTML? For now, let's see. I'm just going to comment this out. Let's see what we have here. I'll run this script again. Close the port. And go live again. Okay, so let's inspect and see if we have my age. Yes, we have my age. And check friend's age. Friend's age is 13. What other thing do we have in our script or JS? We can check when friend age is 10, my age 13, and let's check my new age. My new age is 130. So basically that's what we have for this. So another thing we can do is we can also add strings which will concatenate them or put them together. If you remember the first video in this series, I spoke about concatenation. So I'm going to say let my string, for example, equal to I am a, and I'm going to concatenate it to, let's say, software engineer. Okay, and now basically the output we should expect, we're bounding the output we're expecting here, but we'll just be expecting I am a software engineer. Oh, sorry. All right. So, oh, sorry. From time to time, I was like, seems like I'm going to be refreshing this, but either ways, we have this. So we're going to check. Let me try running again. Like, server went offline. So I'm going to check my string. So my string outputs I am a software engineer. Okay. So basically that's it. And now another thing I'd like us to do is look onto the types of variables. So declaring a variable, we understand. Initializing a variable, we've done that. We're able to declare a variable. Now you probably see a different way of declaring variables using the var keyword. So that's when JavaScript was first created. It was the only way to declare variables. And var is actually confusing and error prone. So let was created in the modern versions of JavaScript. It's a new keyword for creating variables that work somehow differently to var. So fixing its issues is in the process. So a couple of simple differences are explained. So you can read more about it from the MTN documentation to actually understand how things are done. So yeah. So basically, you can also update a variable, and I've done that, booleans, and so on. So you can basically read more about variables here. So for now, another thing I want us to check is, let's see if they have it here. Types of variables, we already done with that. So now we have different types of variables. Okay, I'll just take you through a brief shutdown on it. So now we have integer, we have long, float, and all. So let's see integers. So integer is a special type of number that represents a positive or negative whole number. Integers can be used in numerous CSS properties and descriptions, and so on and so forth. So let's just look at it practically. So we have let my integer consider integer is 12. So basically, it has to be a 30. Integer is any 32-bit number from minus to 147 and so on. You have my long, you have 9310141, like any number, like a 64-bit number. Okay, we also have our float number, like any 32-bit float point number, like it's usually a decimal. We can also have doubles, which is, you can just say it's a 64-bit floating point number, right? And we have booleans, which is like it's a 1-bit, like 1-bit true or false number. That it can be 0 or 1, or you can say let my boolean to maybe false. So it's a boolean, so it's a 0, 1, or yes or no, true or false. Let my not a number also in, so it's not a sign. Or you have let's call it example, and correction 0 divided by 0. This is going to give us not a number, because division by 0 is practically not possible. Okay, and another thing to not define, where it's going to give us basically undefined. Okay, because apparently we did not define anything to it yet. Okay, another thing, windows.alert, that you're going to see, we have a random, let's say a random variable. All right, so basically this is also going to give us undefined. Okay, so another thing, it's null. All right, we have null, which is just going to give us null. All right, so these are different type of variable, integers, float, and so on and so forth, and they are very, very important for you when you learning JavaScript. Now, another thing I want us to touch on is arrays, a brief introduction to arrays and objects. Okay, an array is a more like list objects. They are basically single objects that contain multiple values stored in a list. So it can be stored in variables and dealt with in much the same way as any other type of value. So the difference being that we can access each value inside the list individually and do super useful and efficient things with the list. So you can see the way we create arrays here, right? You can decide to copy this and let's take about color blank and open a console window and we have this. Just paste this here. So you see we have the first item on the array. So starts with an index of 0, right? So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and the length of this array is 5. You can access the length using the length property in JavaScript. Okay, so aside that, each item is a string. We have seen that with an array, we can store various data types. Okay, for example, this we have different data types that are stored here. So here we can also check the length of the array. Let's put on a console and see what we have. So the length of the array is 5. Okay, you can see it here. So you have 5. Okay. Another thing, you can access and modify arrays. So you can check for the index and so on and so forth. So let's see that a little bit. Now, we just like we can, if we have anything like my array and we do this. So this is basically what is known as an empty array. As we said, an array is a set of variables, right? And it can have like different elements in it, like of different data types. Okay, so you can have random variables in it. So we can have, for example, an array of favorite fruit. Orange, strawberry, and so on. So, well, let me copy this and put on our console and see what we have. Okay, basically, we have an array, this array, but it's practically not defined. Okay, like it's actually giving us undefined because we just have them here. So it's a set of different variables. And you know, this apple, it has an index of 0, 1, and 2. Okay, so the length of this array is actually 3. Another thing we can see, we can have a lot of cars in the parking lot. For example, we have Lambo, Ferrari, Lexus. So we can also have an array of employees, a bill, we have time, we have facilities. Okay, and you can just have an array of prime numbers too. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, and so on. So yeah, so just give since the prime numbers, yeah. We can also have an array of random, just call it random variables. Okay, I have two here. We have another series undefined. We have null. We have true, which started from boolean. We have 15.2.51. So now, for example, I'm going to paste this. Okay, and let's see. If I paste this here, I just hit enter. So if I take favorite fruit, so favorite fruit have three, have seen of 0, 1, 2, 3, index of 0, 1, 2, and 3. So basically that's it. Alright. Now if I want to, for example, I want to get what's inside like the first element of the array, which is 0, I can decide to use the window.alert. So if I take window.alert of, let me see, favorite fruit, and I give it an index of 0. So what do you think I'm going to have as result here? So it's going to give me apple. Alright, so that's basically just assessing the contents within the array. So you can do that for others. So now lastly, objects. Let's read a little bit on objects on the MCN documentation. Subjects, they are like arrays built like arrays to the browser APIs built on top of JavaScript. So you can even create an object and encapsulate related functions or variables. Okay. So there's an object basics here. So it's collection of related data. This consists of several variables and functions. So you can see here is this the way it is initialized. Create your first object, it has different properties and so on. And this is how you actually access the object. So let's see that practically. So we know in summary, object is a group of values, unlike arrays which can do something better than them. So let me just say let my object equals to then I say done equals first name in our previous videos we actually did something like this. So I'll say full name, Nick for example. We have Mark, his first name. His last name. This is undefined, and we have full name. Okay, so if we want to alert this, right, we already know how, like for objects. So for this, you can use window.alert or console.log. So but for this, I'm going to use, you can say done dot dig down and you want to access the first element within it, you can say down dot first name. So down dot first name, what do you actually think is going to give? So basically, rather than making an array of dev, nick, or mark, and calling maybe like my array of colon basis 0, we can just call down dot first name and or basically back the mark dot first name. So let's see what we have in our console and we'll actually be done with this particular video. So you see it says dev. So what were we actually calling? Okay, we're calling down dot first name which gives us dev. So basically thank you guys for watching this video. There is a whole lot covered in this video, so it took us 30 minutes. So thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click the bell to stay tuned for more videos. Bye bye for now.